Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. For the last 2 days, we've been using a really awesome Blastoise and Dragalge team, so today will be the last episode with it. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it, and yeah, let's just jump right into today's episode. We're going up against a pretty scary offensive team here, with Talonflame to set up Tailwind, and then you've got a bunch of sweepers in Urshifu. Lapras is often Life Orb on a team composition like this, and then Indeedee Mail to not only expanding Force Spam, but also stop us from setting up Trick Room, because it's probably going to have Imprison. So, I feel like the only thing that's missing from a team like that is a Porygon-Z. It feels like a team that Porygon-Z is often kind of seen in. But, let's see. I think yesterday's episode kind of highlighted my fear of playing against Lapras, because Blastoise is just completely walled by. Now, what's interesting is that, like, Blastoise is actually really good against everything else, but Lapras alone just makes it so tough. I think Rillaboom, once again, is a must-bring, similar to yesterday, just to deal with Lapras. I expect, like, Indeedee as a lead, so I want to shut that down, ideally. So, like, Incineroar is not a bad lead. I'm actually thinking Incineroar Rillaboom. I should probably have Trick Room in the back, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking, like, go with Dusclops and Dragalge. So, that Incineroar Rillaboom would actually be my best way to stop the terrain, stop any taunts, and then get Dusclops in later. Because when you have Indeedee Mail, that just screams like a Pokemon that my opponent would want to lead against me. So, we'll see. But once again, thank you to Binjia Wang for building this team. I've linked his Twitter in the description below. And thank you guys, as always, for watching Road to Ranked, and I hope you've been enjoying it. You know, I was just, like, taking a look and seeing that it's been, like, you know, pretty much 2 months straight of making videos. So, yeah, I think very grateful that everyone continues to watch the content, and it makes me very happy to see so many people still tune in. So, thank you. As always, if you guys do enjoy, please show support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. Question of the day, not really related to Pokemon at all, but I've been playing a lot of non-Pokemon games recently. More specifically, I got a PlayStation 4. I'm a little bit late to the party here, but I've been playing through Persona 5 Royal, which has been super fun. And Fall Guys, you know, is a game that recently came out. I've actually been really, really into that as well. So I'm curious what you are playing, and if you have any recommendations as well. Okay, Indeedee Togekiss. Togekiss is a problem. It's a pretty big problem, actually. Because I think my opponent probably just goes, like, Dynamax, and then just Airstream into Rillaboom. Yeah, that's not great. I think Indeedee here is probably going to have a Focus Sash. Now, I suspect it's going to switch out. So what I kind of want to do is U-turn into Indeedee and pivot out into Dusclops. And then that way I can bring Incineroar back in for a further Fake Out. So yeah, there's a switch out. But Togekiss in general is kind of a problem. Okay, Incin comes out. That's okay. Actually, maybe not, because if I get crit onto the Dusclops slot, I just take so much damage. Like, Blastoise would have been really, really good for what my opponent brought, but trouble is setting it up, right? Because Togekiss and Indeedee can just Dazzle Expanding Force, so I'm not sure I can get a Shell Smash off. Okay, yeah, it's Crit Kiss. Oh, they just go for Air Slash, actually. Interesting. Okay. No crit, which is nice. And we managed to pivot out. So now the thing is that we could potentially actually set up Trick Room. Although I guess I don't bring Fake Out back out, right? Maybe I just go out into Dragalge immediately, actually. As crazy as that seems. Rillaboom doesn't seem like it does anything for me here. I guess it does have a banded high horsepower. Could even max the Rillaboom. I don't think Choice Band High Horsepower is a KO on Incineroar. But maybe. Could max the Rillaboom and go for max Quake. But ideally I want to just like high horsepower here into the Incineroar and Trick Room. Because you're not going to knock out the Dusclops unless you double up onto it. He's just going for Air Slash. Okay, I get the Choice Band High Horsepower off. It's not a KO, though. Just falls short, unfortunately. But does Incineroar KO the Dusclops here? That is the question. Oh, he actually opts for Flare Blitz. Okay. Into Rillaboom. We survived that as well. Takes a ton of recoil. And we get Trick Room up. Wow, okay. That was not how I was expecting the turn to play out. I thought Togekiss was going to max there. That didn't happen. Indeedee is still kind of a threat to us, though. However, I can at least Nightshade the subsequent turn. That, I think, KOs the Incineroar. I probably want to switch the Rillaboom out. I could just go out into Dragalge immediately and Bulldoze. What are the odds my opponent clicks Dazzling Gleam here? Pretty high, I feel like. Yeah, I'm going to go down to Incineroar and just, I think, Nightshade here. That way I can U-turn Bulldoze later. Okay, yeah. I'm surprised they were just going for, like, Air Slashes this entire time. I really expected the Togekiss to max. But I'm guessing maybe Lapras is in the back, so they're considering maxing that. I could see Togekiss going for, like, a Follow Me here, but I don't think that'd actually be too much of a problem. Okay, yeah, ups for Follow Me. So we've seen Follow Me, Air Slash, Incense, eating its berry. I just didn't want to switch Dragalge in. Oh, I guess, I mean, Dazzling and, like, a Darkest Lariat don't actually even do that much damage there, right? So maybe I didn't... Oh, wait. Does Lash Out KO? Oh, okay. They target Incineroar. Never mind. We're good. Well, yeah, maybe it's a good thing I didn't switch Dragalge into that slot. Either way, here, I can... I wonder if the Incense actually not in KO range anymore. I think I'm just going to Flare Blitz and Nightshade the Togekiss here, though. Incineroar is not really that scary to me. It doesn't really have much to hit Dragalge. If Togekiss doesn't max... Okay, it actually switches out. Is that going back out into Indeedee then? Okay. I guess it will... I mean, the Nightshade here is useless. I could have Nightshaded into Incineroar. But I do get a free Flare Blitz off into that slot. That's a nice switch. The main thing here is that I'm kind of burning my Trick Room turns, and I haven't gotten Dragalge out yet, right? Oh, wow. Is that a crit? How is Indeedee that frail? I didn't think Flare Blitz would just one-shot without a crit. What? I'm actually really surprised by that. Huh. This has been a weird game. Like, for how fast tempo and offensive I thought my opponent's team would be, I'm thinking Urshifu is their last one by how they're playing this, but no, it's Lapras. Huh. Okay. Well, Lapras being the last one, obviously Rillaboom's going to be a good late game on. There's only 2 turns of Trick Room left to even begin. I think just doubling up with Nightshade U-turn here into Incineroar is okay. And Lapras protects, that is perfect. I was thinking they might consider maxing there, but now I can get Dragalge in. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. This game did not play out the way I expected it to at all, but I'll take it. The fact that Indeedee wasn't sashed and also just got one-hit KO'd by Flare Blitz without a crit is a very surprising damage calc to me. I mean, it's probably just max special attack, max speed, but still. We can go out into Dragalge now. Yeah. And with Dragalge, now I can just Bulldoze, max, and I think knock out the Togekiss, because once Togekiss faints, Rillaboom just one-shots Lapras with Wood Hammer, and we'll outspeed it for sure. We even get the speed drop onto it. I guess the only concern here is if Togekiss has Protect. We've seen Follow Me, Air Slash. A lot of Togekiss opt for Protect nowadays, so I wouldn't be super surprised if it did have it. Yeah, I think just Bulldoze Ooze here is fine, though. Yeah. If Togekiss doesn't have Protect, the game is just instantly over, I think. Because then Rillaboom just cleans up. Even if it has Protect, you're still kind of in a tough spot. Because it will definitely be, I think, in KO range from a Choice Band Grassy Glide from Rillaboom. This is close, though. I mean, yeah, it's just not played out the way I expected it to. I could have gone Bulldoze and Max Lightning into Lapras, but I don't know if that's a KO. And then if Lapras is weakness policy, that's obviously very bad for us, right? So I'd rather just try to take care of the Togekiss, because if it doesn't have Protect, we insta-win the game with this play. And even with Protect, the Lapras shouldn't one-shot either of our Pokemon with the Resonance. I guess you could Geyser into the Dusclops, so I'm not sure that's a KO either. Although I am expecting to be Life Orb Lapras, so it should do more than normal. You have Protect. Okay, no Protect, nice. Yeah, that should be game then. Huh. Yeah, not how I expected this to play out at all, but once again, this is exactly why anytime you see an Indeedee male on your opponent's team, just don't lead your Trick Room users or your Indeedee. And because, like, that's why I, like, actually don't like Indeedee male very much as a Trick Room counter, because it's very, very predictable, and so a smart player in Team Preview will just get around it by not leading your, the Trick Room Pokemon. And Indeedee does, a fair amount of damage with Expanding Force and Imprison, but as you saw, it's, like, super, super frail. I'm just shocked it didn't have a Sash. Very surprised by that. Okay, it's actually the Geyser coming out as well, so going for the KO onto Dusclops, and I'm guessing it's Life Orb. Doesn't even pick up the knockout, though. Is it Life Orb, then? I was thinking with Life Orb you'd pick up the KO. Wow, that's just testament to how bulky Dusclops is. That's really impressive. With Rillaboom in the back, I don't even need to set up Trick Room, honestly. So just going for Max Lightning and Nightshade here is fine. Because all I need to do is get Rillaboom in and just click the Woodhammer button. Yep, I'm going to go for Resonance, that's fine. Don't think that's even a KO. No, it's not. Dragalge is actually quite tanky. I mean, it's got like max HP, right? So that shouldn't be super surprising. But I gotta say, this Pokemon's really impressed me. Like, Poison, Dragon, and Electric coverage is kind of rare. And the fact that, your attacks are so strong thanks to adaptability is quite nice as well. Okay. Yeah, so any amount of damage onto the Lapras meant that we would KO with Woodhammer even through screens. So, yeah. Looks like we'll get one more turn off here, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm just really surprised Togekiss didn't max. I really thought my opponent would have wanted to max Togekiss and then double up onto the Dusclops. So when I didn't get that KO with high horsepower, I was like, oh, this is really bad, because if they just Dynamax Airstream and go for their Dark type attack, we probably just lose. But that did not end up happening, so we take those, I guess. I think the team is pretty scary. Once again, as much as I would really want to bring Blastoise into this matchup, there's a Lapras, and Lapras literally completely walls Blastoise. I don't get the G-Max residual effect damage onto it either, so it's just hard to justify bringing it, especially because if it's Water Absorb, they could easily switch into any of the Water type attacks as well, which I think is a problem. So despite Blastoise really doing well into 3 of my opponent's Pokemon, damage-wise, the 4th just makes it so much tougher, I think. So yeah, Pokemon choice-wise, I think we did end up going with the right selection. Could make an argument for our own Indeedee, I guess, but I don't want Psychic Terrain to be up in that match at all, really. So, I'm not sure I really would have played it too differently. Maybe turn 1. The high horsepower play was kind of suspect. In that position, maybe I could have just brought out Dragalge, but I don't think I had, a super safe guaranteed play there because I didn't have Fake Out on the Rillaboom. If we had Fake Out on Rillaboom, we probably would have gone for Fake Out onto the Incineroar slot, but obviously it's choice banded, so we don't have Fake Out. The turn Indeedee switched in, I could have Nightshaded into Incineroar. That might have been a better play. But I really wanted to out-damage the Togekiss because I was like, this is a Pokemon that could still potentially Dynamax. And if it Dynamaxes under Trick Room, at least if I Nightshade and Flare Blitz, it'll probably be in KO range from a Max Ooze from Dragalge in the back. So, yeah. I think Togekiss is still pretty scary to go up against. Especially Crit Kiss, but we avoided the flinches, which is the main thing. I think this is just Fevzi's Porygon-Z team, which we just played with. I don't remember if it's the exact same order in terms of team preview, but Rotom-H's not exactly a very common Pokemon. So I'm thinking it's Fevzi's team, in which then we know the sets. There's no Max Lightning on the Porygon, but still a pretty big threat. I think the approach might be to go with Blastoise stuff as we did the other day. Because I could also go Dragalge though. The only fear of Dragalge is that it's more dependent on me setting up Trick Room. And then the Porygon there's Helping Hand Max Darkness. Although, I guess I could just lead Dusclops Indeedee here. Dusclops Indeedee, but I don't really one-shot the Porygon either. I don't know, I kind of want to play with Blastoise here, honestly. Blastoise, Indeedee. I think Rillaboom is probably a must-bring. And then Incineroar? It is going to be... I mean, Urshifu probably comes out in the back. But Incin still helps out against Rillaboom. Yeah, actually, I think I need Incineroar just because Rillaboom is a really big counter to the Blastoise here. I don't know, though. I think Dragalge might actually be the safer route because I can pretty much guarantee setting up Trick Room in this game. However, the question is, does my opponent, you know, predict and reverse it with Porygon? Even if you do that, though, then you're not doing any damage with Porygon, and then, like, my partner Pokemon can do a lot, so, yeah. It is Fevzi's team, it looks like, given the Clefairy name. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is obviously just follow me and, Shell Smash. The only question is if my opponent knows the team, and instead of going for... And they just, like... Actually, I guess you should always Moonblast here anyway, right? Shell Smash. Follow me. Yeah, the problem with this is, yeah, then I get boosted up, but then you can just Max Strike into Blastoise the subsequent turn, right? I don't know if that's a one-hit KO, though. If it's not a one-hit KO, then maybe this is actually fine. Because then what I do is I bring out Rillaboom, and then I just double up on a Porygon with Glide and RG Max Attack. But, yeah, I think Dragalge, Indeedee, or sorry, Dusclops, Indeedee works as a lead here, too. Where I can just follow me Trick Room turn 1. And even if you reverse the Trick Room, I guess one play my opponent could make that's pretty cool is, like, Moonblast into Indeedee, reverse Trick Room. But then I can still follow me the next turn, right? So, yeah. I don't know. I wanted to go with the Blastoise route. We'll see if it works here. Oh, wait. I'm going to have a special defense drop after Shell Smash, right? So I don't think I can take... Yeah. Big question is if Clefairy went for Moonblast here, which I think they should. But no, they went for... Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Because it means that Indeedee gets one more turn because of the Focus Sash, which is huge. Yeah, there's Max Darkness. For this reason, actually, I don't think we max. Wait, do we max? Because I could Helping Hand Water Spout this next turn. But I'm not going to max any of the Pokemon in the back, right? So I think it has to be Blastoise maxing still. So, Max, Cannonade, into Porygon, and follow me. I could also target Clef here. It's just that Clef could protect. Clef could protect. Yeah, I'm going to target Porygon in the off chance it does protect. And we're just going to go for another Follow Me. The fact that Clef went for Follow Me instead of Moonblast was huge, though. Because if you go for a Moonblast, then the next turn you can just double up onto the Blastoise, which is pretty bad, right? So by going for Follow Me here and Cannonade into Porygon, it covers every option other than Porygon Max Guarding and Moonblast going into the Indeedee, which would admittedly be a fantastic play on their end, so... See if they go for something like that, because I think that would be very cool to see. Doesn't look like it, though. I'm guessing they're just going to go for the safe Follow Me, which would make a lot of sense. But, like, we've spent 2 turns of Porygon's Max to knock out Indeedee, right? Like, this is what you want to do with Porygon. That's why Focus Sash is such a good item on this Indeedee as well. To burn 2 turns of a Dynamax there is huge, so... I get the Cannonade off. That should get the knockout onto the Clefairy. We've got the residual damage ticking off now. Now, what's scary is I'm already at minus, what, 2 special defense, minus 1 defense. There's a potential Rillaboom waiting for us in the back with Glide. There's Max Strike, yep. I don't know, could I have gone for, like, Helping Hand Water Spout? I don't think that's a KO onto Porygon, though. And then if Porygon just dunks on the Blastoise, like, I think it's better to just play it safe right now. Okay, get a little bit of residual. I think we go out into Incineroar here. Because I think Rillaboom comes out on their end. And if I go into Incineroar, I can just Max Guard Blastoise. Actually, no, I don't. Yeah, so there's Rillaboom. The question is whether Glide KOs with the defense drop. I don't think it does, but if it did, that'd be a big problem, right? Oh, wait, but they changed the terrain, so I can Fake Out now. Yeah. So there's pretty much no reason to not Cannonade into Porygon and Fake Out. Perfect. Yeah, terrain being back to grassy terrain here is huge. And I think like Max Strike would have been a stronger option on their end. Obviously, they just wanted to go for as much damage as possible with Max Dark. Actually, yeah, I don't think you need the special defense drop. I think Max Strike is just a better because it should KO the Indeedee anyway. And the speed drop is important because if you get 2 speed drops on a Blastoise, it negates my my boosts, right? But because they went for Darkness the first time around, okay, they're just going to go for Fake Out into Incineroar, but that's fine because we should just one-shot the Porygon here with Cannonade, which is perfect. I've got the Intimidate now off against... Perfect, yeah. I've got the Intimidate off now against the Incineroar, which is really valuable. And I've, all these G-Max turns as well. G-Max, sorry, when I mean G-Max turns, I mean like of the residual effect. So Rillaboom's not looking great right now. I can just pivot out my Incineroar back in and out. I think the last one is going to be Urshifu on his end. But because we have banded Rillaboom, all we need is a little bit of chip damage. Oh, it's actually Rotom. Wow. Now that is surprising to see. Huh. Am I -1 defense? I'm pretty sure we survive a glide. Like, it's Assault Vest. I'm fairly confident, yeah. I'm just gonna Hailstorm into and U-turn here. I can see Rotom protecting, that's why, yeah. Oh, I should have U-turned into Rillaboom, though, if I'm predicting Rotom to protect there. Glide. Okay, yeah, that's not close to a knockout. I was honestly worried it would. I was like, the defense drop and grassy terrain, but we're good here. Nice, this was a perfect Blastoise game. Okay, I'm glad my decision to bring Blastoise was validated, but it wasn't the cleanest, right? Because like I said, my opponent could have, if they go for a Max Strike twice, or if they go for Moonblast with a Clefairy turn 1, that's very bad. Like, I don't think you actually really need to follow me in that position, because Blastoise isn't really posing a major threat damage-wise. And with Porygon, basically the goal is to pick up a knockout every turn that Porygon is out on the field and it's Dynamaxed. Whether it be directly through Porygon or through the combination of Porygon and its partner. So we got fortunate our opponent went for Follow Me, which is why I'm like, maybe the mode I went with wasn't necessarily the best, because if my opponent makes like the perfect plays, I don't know. I mean, yeah, after the Spadef drop, I'm pretty sure Blastoise does faint. So you just Spout and U-turn here. And Scald would have been better, but it doesn't really matter at this point. But I think they definitely brought the right Pokemon. Oh, although I think Urshifu over Rotom could have been a little bit scarier. But the Rotom here was, I'm sure, used to counter the potential Rillaboom that I had in the back, which makes a lot of sense. So I think if my opponent Max Strikes turn 1, things get a little bit tougher. If like Max Strike or Moonblast is kind of the move there. Let's see, if I get the Shell Smash off and you do double up to KO Indeedee, what do I do, right? Because I have to bring in Incineroar or Rillaboom, and I'm at -1 Spadef, so you can just go for Follow Me. It's probably to go out into Rillaboom and then play the mind game of who Porygon targets. It gets a lot harder that way, though. And we're exactly number 100 right now. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we've had a really, really nice time with this team, honestly. I can see why I was actually able to get all the way to the top of the ladder last season. It's really tremendous. Oh, there's a Gastrodon, which is very anti-Blastoise. Our opponent was also ranked pretty high, so this should be a fun one. Ooh, this one's tough because, like, you know what's crazy? I actually think maybe we Dynamax the Rillaboom in this one. Or I should say Gigantamax. Because I do have Max Quake into the Chandelure, and then Max Flutterby into the opposing Rillaboom. Seems kind of crazy, but I don't know. Like, Dragalge kind of isn't that great into Tyranitar, Excadrill, and Gastrodon. Blastoise kind of sucks because of the Gastrodon alone. I think Chandelure comes out as a lead, if I had to predict. Wait, how fast is our Rillaboom again? 113. This is tricky. Part of me is thinking like Indeedee and Rillaboom, because then I can follow me and max Rillaboom immediately. But I just don't have much damage once. Oh, well, I guess I could lock myself in a Banded Glide afterwards. So we need to KO Chandelure. That's the main thing. I don't feel like I have a super good game plan here, which is always kind of scary. But yeah, I'm gonna try out. Oh wait, no, that's silly. Yeah, this is silly. Because if I bring Indeedee and Rillaboom, I'll cancel out the Psychic Terrain. Although maybe that's actually not a problem. Actually, I forgot who's no, the Indeedee is faster. Sorry, the slower. Yeah. So then I would have had Psychic Terrain, and that's obviously not good for Rillaboom. But this is like a really passive lead on my end. Excadrill Chandelure, okay. Maybe this is okay. I need to KO the Chandelure. Getting the Intimidate off against Excadrill here is very nice. So like what I'm leaning towards is just follow me and Darkest Lariat into Chandelure, because then I can just click the Grassy Glide button. Although they'll probably get a defense boost. Although, oh, Darkest Lariat doesn't care about the defense boost, so that'll still bring it down to its Sash, most likely, if it has Sash. Yeah, I mean, I think Rillaboom is the win con in this game. It's just like Blastoise would have been so sick here, right? If I go like Blastoise plus Indeedee, but then it's like my opponent just has to switch in Gastrodon, and it just completely negates Blastoise. I don't feel like we get very much off with it. No Max, which is interesting. Swords Dance could be scary here. Oh, that actually could be very scary. Okay, you just go for high horsepower, though. Okay. It's Life Orb Excadrill. And Heat Wave. I think Indeedee survives this. Nice. Wow, that's a fantastic turn, I would say, because now I can just go for another Follow Me, and as soon as Chandelure goes down, it's Rillaboom time. And I can U-turn out here to pivot for another Intimidate as well. So that was very nice. I think it's unlikely. Given that my opponent led this, they're obviously trying to counter the Dusclops stuff once again. I don't know if Dusclops was the right Pokemon to have in the back here for me, but it gives me potential Trick Room, which could be valuable, right? So yeah, I think we just go for Follow Me here and U-turn into Chandelure. I was fully expecting Excadrill to max, but I guess they didn't want to because I intimidated it, which makes a lot of sense, right? But okay, they correctly identify that they need Chandelure to deal with Rillaboom. They bring in Gastrodon though, so now I can just bring out Rillaboom and put in some work. So yeah, because I like sack the Indeedee, I U-turn out, bring Rillaboom in, and then bring Incineroar back in. Okay, they're gonna go for Rock Slide, which makes sense. Let's see if we get flinched here. Maybe Flare Blitz that would have been the move, but I don't mind prioritizing knocking out Chandelure. We do flinch. I think that's okay though. I think that's okay. Question is, what if Gastrodon has like a grass type, or sorry, an ice type attack? I think Banded Glide just KOs Excadrill here. I'm gonna glide into Excadrill and then I think switch Incineroar out into Dusclops. That flinch does kind of suck, but I don't know if I made the... I don't mind U-turning there, because I would have been able to recycle and Intimidate, and I have Fake Out Pressure, so I think U-turn is a fine play there. Flinch is unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? Like, the odds aren't incredibly small there, and Rock Slide's my opponent's best play there. But I think both of us were just made, like, yeah. I think those were the best options for both of us. I could see Excadrill maxing here, which is scary, right? Because if Excadrill maxes, you double up and KO the Rillaboom, that's bad. It is Rindo on Gastro, okay. Yeah, okay, they're gonna max. This is the one risk in me not maxing. And if Gastro has max Hailstorm, that's really bad. But it's Excadrill maxing. Okay. I maybe should have Gigantamaxed Rillaboom here. Yeah, that's a 2-hit KO. Steel Spike. I mean, if this is, yeah, I think I should have maxed there just for this threat. Because if I max there, I just take less damage. They have Ice Beam. They have an Ice type attack, but it's Icy Wind, not Ice Beam. So we will survive, but that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Can't really Trick Room in front of a Gastrodon either, right? Actually, the question is whether Icy Wind KOs Rillaboom here. I'm not sure it does. got a defense boost. Excadrill obviously could max guard here as well. But I think I have to glide into it. And Nightshade into Gastrodon. I'm pretty sure we survive an Icy Wind. Okay, they don't max guard, so Excadrill's gone. But yeah, I don't know. I think if I just max Rillaboom and just Drum Solo... But then the problem is Chandelure comes out, right? And then it can just Heat Wave. I go for Scald. Okay, nice. No KO. Please no burn. Okay. Huge. Huge. We might have to max the Dusclops in this game. Or not the Dusclops. Although, there's actually a world in which we max Dusclops to get defense drops in the late game. But I was going to say, I think we have to max Incineroar. Yeah, that flinch definitely made things a lot trickier, but still doable. Chandelure. What's the last one of my opponents then? Tyranitar, I'm thinking? Does Gastrodon even have Protect? Also, does Choice Band Glide knock out through Rindoberry? And +1 defense? I wouldn't think so. I'm leaning towards Glide into Chandelure and just Nightshade into Gastrodon. Okay, so they give up Chandelure, which was initially the biggest threat to the Rillaboom. I don't know if we survive a Scald here, though. Okay, they're gonna go for it. Especially if we get burnt. Ah, it's enough for a KO. Maybe, if I target Gastro there, I don't know. The problem is I think Tyranitar is going to be my opponent's last Pokemon, so I needed to conserve Rillaboom a little bit better, I think, and I didn't do that. Yeah, it's Tyranitar. I think what I could have done there then is switch out the Rillaboom into Incineroar, Nightshade into the Chandelure, and then I get Rillaboom back out and I can just max it. Or I don't even have to max at that point. Yeah, so I didn't play around my Rillaboom win condition well in this game. I don't know the calc into the Gastrodon. I actually want to do that after this game. But I guess we have to max this now. Yeah, max Darkness. Nightshade. I think it's potentially doable, but no, because Tyranitar probably has the weakness policy. So while this happens, I do want to calc if Rillaboom was still one-shotting with Glide, because if so, I think I probably should just target the Gastrodon. Let's see, Woodhammer, or sorry, Glide. Or like max attack. Choice Band. Tyranitar's faster than us too, that's not good. Not that should be super surprising. Into Gastrodon with Rindoberry and +1 defense. Yeah, it wasn't a KO. And we flinch. Yeah, the flinches have been frustrating, especially because I could have, yeah, if I were able to recycle Intimidate. But I still think I could have played better with the Rillaboom. That's an unfortunate flinch, though. I mean, maybe there was a shot at winning. No, I don't think we win the 1v1. Actually, because we have Pain Split, I could see Dusclops winning a 1v1 against Tyranitar. But after that flinch, I think we're probably done for, which is a little unfortunate. So, Max Darkness. I mean, I need a KO Gastrodon. They're just going to Rock Slide. Oh, he actually superpowers here. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, wait, yeah, Gastrodon didn't have a Recovery Berry, so... I mean, it's at the Tyranitar is at -2 attack now. Which is why... that flinch actually really sucks, but it's okay. He had Recover. Okay, yeah. Actually, with Recover, then, I was probably locked in. Because, yeah, even if I got the attack off last turn, like, Gastro just kind of checkmates me. I don't know. If I max the Rillaboom and I KO Excadrill, and my opponent Steel Spikes into the Rillaboom that turn and Icy wins, like, you just get Chandelure in, and then you can just click Heat Wave. I guess we probably survive, though. I don't know if Dusclops was the right Pokemon to bring here, though. But Dragalge... I don't know. Dragalge and Blastoise don't feel great either. The problem is that I just had too much support, and Rillaboom was literally my only means of offense, right? Like, so that's kind of the problem. Okay. I'm not going to give up here, though, because... Slash out. How much does this actually do? Because I have Pain Split. It's not much. I mean, I can knock out the Gastrodon pretty easily. Scald, Icy Wind, Recover. I wonder if it doesn't have Protect, then. Yeah, so I don't think that second flinch actually ended up mattering at all because they had Superpower and they'd be able to just recover beforehand. But I guess I have to Pain Split now. But I'm not going to give up with this Dusclops because I think Dusclops actually could... It's not like a guaranteed loss at this point yet, so I do want to play it out. The thing is that my opponent at this point just fishes for Scald Burns with Gastrodon. As soon as you get one, it makes it a little bit tougher for me. I was thinking Rillaboom would have been able to survive a Scald, but I think it was probably a roll at that point. So the correct play there would have been to just switch the Rillaboom out into Incineroar and just Nightshade. Of course, my opponent could make a crazy play and double up onto Dusclops in that position, but it's relatively unlikely, I would say. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't take Sandstorm damage here while I do as well. Yeah, it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Because, yeah, I think next turn I won't even be able to heal that much from Pain Split, and then they could just double up for a KO, but it was close. It was close. This was a tricky team to go up against because I can't really enable either of the main sweepers, and that's because of Gastrodon, honestly. However, I did have the correct answer in Rillaboom. I think playing with Rillaboom was what I needed to do, but now I can't heal anymore, so yeah, they should just be able to win this. Well played. Well played. Yeah, the only one play I regret this game was not switching Rillaboom out when Chandelure was out. I was like just too worried. I was like, Chandelure's just going to target down Dusclops there, but no, I think in that position, my opponent was probably just clicking Heat Wave. They finally get a Scald Burn too to accelerate it, but yeah, I wanted to see if I could maybe do something with Dusclops here in the end, and no reason to give up. But Dragalge over Dusclops might be better just because I don't get one-hit KO'd by the... Like, it walls the Chandelure decently, and I can Draco Meteor into Gastrodon. I don't think Blastoise is ever the call, though, given that Gastrodon is 100% coming out in this set, so... Yeah, I think 2 adjustments I could have made in this game, bringing Dragalge over Dusclops, probably. The lead actually ended up working out quite nicely for us, because we were able to get all that damage into Chandelure. And the other play that I really should have gone for was just switch Rillaboom out into Incineroar, Nightshade into the... Yeah, Nightshade into the Chandelure, and then I think, like, at that point I could actually Gigantamax the Rillaboom, and then I'll have it Intimidate. Although, I guess they had Lash Out, so... But I would have probably just gone for the G-Max into Tyranitar, and then I'm reading it, then it's a mind game of Protects or whatnot. But at least would have had a better shot. Main problem, once again, was that Rillaboom was my only offense in that game, but that's because it felt weird to bring either Blastoise or Dragalge, and because Dragalge kind of sucks outside of Trick Room, and my opponent had good Trick Room counters, especially with that lead that they had. So I do think that matchup was really tricky, but I don't think I played it perfectly either. Namely, you know, that one turn I could have switched out Rillaboom. So yeah. Anyway, that is going to be it for this one. Thank you once again to Binjay for creating this team and for making it public. Had a lot of fun playing with it, so yeah, looking forward to see what he ends up building next, but definitely was a fun one. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, if you did, please show your support by leaving a like on the video. Thank you as always for watching, and hope to see you soon. Don't forget to answer that question of the day, by the way. Let me know what games you're playing at the moment, and if you'd recommend any. Specifically, I would say for the Switch, PC, or PlayStation 4. So, yeah. Alright, take care, guys. Peace.